WAOH is brought to you in part by Ohio's #1 trusted real estate team, The Young Team. Online at theyoungteam.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Good Morning Akron. And today I am here with John Vallillo. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful, thank you.
And you are a lovely author of this book, The Italian Americans of Akron and Summit County.
Right.
Of course. Now, tell me a little bit of background around this book. How did you decide that you wanted to write a book about the Italian Americans, specifically in Akron?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I went to law school here at Akron as an adult. And when I finished that and had a little bit extra time, I decided to get involved in some of the local organizations. And one of them is Italian American Professional Business Club that raises money for scholarships and charitable causes every year, and became president. And I started looking around for the history of Italians in Akron and Summit County, and I could only find a few books that talked about, maybe the mafia or some, criminal activities, and that's not who the Italian immigrants were.
Right.
And so this was back before 2010, and I started putting together some material, newspaper articles, photos, stories, things that showed the struggles of the Italian immigrants, and put that together all the way through last year, and had a big pile. And one day my wife said, what are you going to do with all that junk? And to me, that was a signal that said, I better put something together quick, or that's all going to disappear someday. So I ended up putting the book together, and it's been very well received, not only within the Italian American community and organizations that remain in Akron and Summit County, but throughout the community. Just a great support from everybody. So it's been a great experience.
Wow, that's so wonderful to hear. Now, I don't want to give away anything in your book, but I am a little bit inclined to ask, how did the Italian Americans first get here? What was their first steps in Akron, Ohio kind of like?
Well, like many immigrant communities, the people that came over from Europe usually came because of economic hardship, even some climate occurrences like droughts or things like that caused farmers to lose whatever income they had. And a lot of that happened in southern Italy after unification, which was in the 1860s. We had our Civil War here. They had a unification battle that put all of the different regions of Italy into one nation, including Sicily and the mainland. So when that happened, a lot of the aristocracy that existed in southern Italy lost its influence.
Right.
And so the people that depended on their local wealthy families had no support system anymore. So they started coming over after after our Civil War and after unification in the 1880s, 1890s, and they started showing up here in Akron, and they became employed by the local railroads, by the coal mines, and supporting the growing industrial factories that came up during the Industrial Revolution.
Of course.
And so they started coming over, and at first they would make some money and then go back and take it back to Italy.
Right.
Those were given a title, those people were given a title of birds of passage. They would come and go.
Right.
But after a while, they started bringing their families over and establishing homes and neighborhoods here in Akron. There were some entrepreneurs that that would have grocery carts
Right.
or little stores that they were able to establish to support not only their community but the community at large.
Of course. And also their family is something that I'm guessing they were there to support as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was very difficult.
Of course. And I did want to ask for those families that were arriving here and staying here and not returning back with that money. What was the support from the rest of us in Akron, Ohio like?
Yeah, like today, the
Right.
the immigrant community is sometimes not welcomed and blamed for taking the jobs of people here that have been here for a while. That same thing happened in the early 1900s, and there was a lot of discrimination. But because of that, the groups that would come from different communities, like Caravilli, the Caravilles Club is celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, which
Right.
is a very big deal. There were different villages that would establish a club or organization here in Akron to support newly arrived immigrants.
Oh, wow. So they
And-
were kind of doing that support between themselves.
Right. They would have insurance policies that would be support surviving widows and children with, insurance proceeds, or helping them become citizens, or helping them through the educational system. And so that grew. And we were talking before,
Right.
before talking now, that there were up to 32 or 33 organizations that were mainly these individual villages that
Right.
had come to Akron. The Sicilians, mostly from the southern Italy region that was devastated in the late 1800s. They would come here and start a new life.
Yeah, and you did also mention how they kind of tie into art and music and kind of a little bit even of the future now. Could you tell me a little bit about that background?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after World War II. And I'll give you a real quick story about what happened after World War II.
Yeah.
Something I wasn't aware of. Over 60,000 women in Europe either became engaged or got married to American servicemen
Oh, wow.
during the
Okay.
war. And in the early 1920s, there was a congressional bill that was passed that limited immigration, which pretty much shut off the ability of Italians to come over here in the 1920s. So after World War II, when we had all these women that wanted to join their husbands or the fiancés, they actually had to create new legislation to open up the ability for these women to come over.
Right, because they are the spouses. Right.
They got married, they got engaged, and so they started coming over, and the families started growing. So you noticed in the 1940s that a lot of the Italian entertainers like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Louis Prima and just a lot of great entertainers started to become popular.
Right.
And in the Akron area, we had Roland Palucci, we had Phil Palumbo, we had a lot of talented Italian American performers that started to not only perform here, but become popular in Las Vegas and would play for some of the nationally known Italian American performers. So that art and music interests started to grow and really become popular.
Wow. I really hope that we're not giving away too much of your book.
No.
You're right.
Yeah, this is just a taste of all of the stories that are that I've been able to discover over the years and try to put it into one book that kind of gives a chronology of how we have been, the Italian Americans have been part of the Akron society for over 150 years. So,
Of course.
Akron's celebrating 200 years and 3/4 of that time, Italians have been here.
Wow. And I mean, that's so amazing. You needed to make a book about it, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you coming on today and sharing your book with everybody. If anybody wants to go buy the book, or if they can get through you to buy the book, where should they look for it?
Absolutely. If you want to instant message me on Facebook, search my name. But this is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's not available in the Barnes & Noble stores just yet, but if you order it online, you can contact those websites.
Okay, you can get it online there.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in today. Come and talk about your book.
Sure, Sam. Thanks so much.
And thank you guys so much for watching. Again, that was John Vallillo. He has the book, The Italian Americans of Summit County. And thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. We'll see you right after this.